prefer you have a basic database knowledge. It can be any database. It's not like limited to Oracle database. It's your like a SQL Server DBA, your Teradata DBA, or maybe you are an Oracle developer in the past. So you need to have a basic knowledge of a database, how database works. Um, I think Vivek pinged. He's not able to hear. I'm a GoldenGate admin. So it can be like a basic knowledge person who is like even 1 year experience that can also work. So you do not to have a very internal knowledge, but like basic what the transaction logs are, what are redo logs are, how database works, what are data files, what are tables, indexes, other database objects. Okay, so you need to have know that before going into GoldenGate. Now we all know what GoldenGate is. GoldenGate is a replication tool. Okay, so you can replicate your data using GoldenGate. Okay, so let's start. So just a basic overview of what a replication is. Okay, so replication is simply keeping a copy of your current database. So your current database, you want to maintain a copy of your current database somewhere else, and all the changes which are made to your database, your production or your test database, are applied to that replicated copy. Okay, so both your replicated database will always remain in sync with your main production database. Okay, so it is a replication tool. It is used for replication. GoldenGate is used for replication, and this is what replication is. I hope you all know that. If you don't know that, I think I've just explained what replication is. Maintaining a copy of your database, and your that database, which is a replicated database, should always in sync with your production. So all your changes you made to your production should be moved to this replicated database. So now why we require a replicated database? There can be different reasons for it. I just specified 3 reasons, but there can be more reasons for it. Like just to distribute the load, you want a replicated copy so that other people, like some users can access that replicated copy rather than the production. So you're offloading the production, you're offloading the main database, and you're making this database as your like a secondary database where other people can access it. So you're offloading your main database, and so you're distributing the load. You can use it as a failover system. If anything goes back with your production, it will take time to do a restore, recover, such things. It can create a very long outage for the user that might not be possible in production system. So you can use it as a failover system. If that business goes down, now this is up and can be used as a failover system. Or it can provide a faster access to the local access to the shared data. Just assume the production is in the US, but like it takes time and the access is slow. So you can keep a replicated copy in India, and your access becomes faster. So you might be thinking of there are a lot of things available in the market, and like you have a data guard or a standby database concept in Oracle. Similarly, you have a concept in SQL Server as well, a kind of a standby database concept. Similarly, in other databases as well, like Teradata, MySQL, other databases definitely. I don't know because I'm an Oracle DBA, so I don't know much about other databases. I only know about some but Oracle and bit about SQL Server. Okay, so then every database there might be such concept of standby and data guard kind of concept. So why I need to go for GoldenGate? Okay, so the first why the company need to purchase the licenses of GoldenGate. So GoldenGate, how I differentiate from data guard is first of all, it is providing us a support for heterogeneous databases. So your database can be of any version and of any variety like SQL Server, Teradata, Oracle, MySQL. So there are a lot of databases it is supporting, times 10 and Sybase. So there are a lot of data it is supporting, and you can move from any to any database. Okay, so there can be some requirement, something like some application only supporting SQL Server, but you have a Oracle database as a production server. You don't want to change it to SQL Server because Oracle is the most portable, and you only go with that. So, but you have some application which is not supporting Oracle. So you can just create a replica of that database, SQL Server database, and you can put GoldenGate in between to keep a sync, and that application can access that SQL Server database. So for such things, GoldenGate can be used. Like you can have a heterogeneous environment. Even your operating system is different. Even data guard is not able to support between across operating systems, across different versions of Oracle, right? So such things are possible with the GoldenGate, and it provides a zero downtime migrations and upgrades. So you're going for migrations or upgrades, you can go for a zero downtime because it's online synchronization, keeps on synchronizing the data. So maybe not zero downtime, I would say, but lesser downtime, maybe 10, 15 minutes or maybe 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, you can sync and you can see there is no lag and you can do a switchover. Okay, great. So you can synchronize your data for your distributed application. So you can synchronize your data for distributed application in real time. So distributed application means like there are different databases, there are different distributed databases, because Oracle GoldenGate doesn't replicate uh, GoldenGate doesn't replicate on the basis of physical. It's not a physical replication. It's a logical, very logical replication. So replication happens on the basis of tables, schemas. On such things, replication happens. Right. So for such things, for on the basis of tables and schemas, it happens. So you can anytime you can like there can be multiple databases, distributed databases, like 5 or 10 databases, now all moving to one data warehouse. Okay, so you can put 10 databases as source and one as a target. Okay, so it's very logical tool. It's logic because it works on tables and index tables and schemas. So it's not like a data guard where you need to replicate the complete database. Maybe there is a requirement of replicating few tables or few schemas. Fine. So you can do that because it's not a complete database information. It's basing on these schemas and tables. Even between tables, you can even select some columns, or even select some operations. Maybe I just want inserts. I don't want deletes and updates. As a data warehouse system, I'm moving data warehouse, so I don't want to delete any data. Maybe deletion is happening in the production, but I don't want deletion to happen to the data warehouse. So I am replicating only inserts and updates. I am not replicating deletes. Okay, so such things you can do. Okay, so you can replicate in the bidirectional format as well. Bidirectional format means it's one is like both the databases are live. Okay, so just assume there are two databases A and B. Okay, so I am replicating from A to B, but replication from B to A is also possible. Okay, so you can do a bidirectional replication as well from A to B and B to A. So you can as the bidirectional replication. Okay, so it supports bulk data loads in Oracle when you have load. So with you can associate GoldenGate with SQL Loader as well. So and you can support the bulk data loads for it. So you can use GoldenGate for the bulk data loads, and you can associate with the SQL Loader for it. Okay. So across network, it provides compression and encryption. That means that whenever data is passed from database A to B, when the replication is happening, data is passed through A and B, across the network, you can compress your data to save your network usage, and also you can encrypt the data. So for if you encrypt the data, then it's like you don't need to other users will not need to hack your data, kind of. Okay. So it provides various exceptional handling techniques and ignore data conflicts. So you have various exceptional handling techniques as well. So it's like it supports various exceptional handling. Okay. So whether any error, any kind of error occurs or anything, any such thing can occur, then it can handle it. Like you know about action handling, maybe you have done in your engineering or MCA, kind of when Java works or other languages work. So such kind of errors, like in PL/SQL as well, you have exception handling techniques, right? So it enables fast recovery after interruption. That means that if the network goes down between source and target, so once the network recovers, it can automatically can recover or automatically can uh, start the synchronization again. Or maybe if it is not able to, you can start the processes manually and synchronization happens automatically. So you need not to like worry about data loss or something. It knows that from where it stopped. It's intelligent enough to know that where it stops or where it crashed. Okay, so even if the process crashes, you need not to worry about it. Next time you start it, it will start from the point it left. Okay, it keeps a checkpoint for it. It keeps maintains a dictionary for it, that where it stopped last time, where it crashed. So next time it starts, you know from where it automatically know from where it has to begin. Okay, so now these are the all the customers which is using GoldenGate. This is an older slide, so now there are more customers within India as well. There are a lot of customers right now. UBS, Visa, US Bank, Liberty, Mutual, SuperValue. These are big e-commerce, Smart, HCN, Autozen, Reliance, Directly. A lot of banks like HDFC is using it right now. Karur Vasya Bank, Bank of Baroda, like most, because it's a logical tool. It's a very logical tool. And for data guard you need a big setup. Like if you have just assume you have 32 TB database, right? Or 10 TB, 20 TB database. So if you want to build a data guard for some offloading process, for some offloading or such things, you need to replicate the complete database. You need to maintain the same hardware structure over there. But with data guard, if you want only with some schemas or some tables, you can do that. Maybe you don't want to offload the complete, you want to offload some tables, some schemas for testing or something, you can use it. So now most of the clients are using it. Maybe it's not replacing a data guard as of now, because still as a failover system, it is the best solution as of now. Data guard is the best solution. So GoldenGate is not able to replace it completely, but for logical replication kind of when they have replication of few schemas or something, then it is preferred. Right. But for failover system, still data guard is used. Okay. So I'm stressing more about Oracle because I know more about Oracle database, right? So maybe you can like whichever technology you are, maybe SQL Server, Teradata, you can definitely sync up with that as well. So GoldenGate, okay, this is the Bank of America structure, like how Bank of America has done it. Bank of America is exclusively using it, and since a long time it is using it. So now these all databases it is supporting: Oracle, DB2, SQL Server, Sybase, Teradata, Inscribe, SQL MP, SQL MX. Now it is also supporting MySQL and timestamp. Okay, with the GoldenGate 12c, it is also supporting MySQL. Earlier it was not. Earlier it was only supporting for target, not for the source. But now it is supporting. Now it is also supporting some flat files, some JMS Java flat files, some Java messages queues. I don't know much about it, but it is supporting flat files. The flat files you remember in older time, like when RDBMS was not there, so database was stored in a form of flat files. So now it is supporting. It is able to catch up the data from the flat files and store it into the RDBMS database. So these are all topologies it is supporting. So you can think of like how it works. Like it's so logical, it's so flexible. It's very flexible in replication, and it provides solution for all kinds of applications. For any kind of replication, it can provide solutions. Like you have a different requirements, and for application you can go for unidirectional. That is very simple. Bidirectional, and both the databases are live. Okay, so you can database A goes to changes A goes to B, changes B go to A. Then we have a kind of peer-to-peer. The changes of A go to B, B to A, and B to C, and changes of C back to A. So you can build all kind of structures like broadcasting. Okay, there is a one database warehouse system. Now it is one source, and there are three targets. So maybe one schema is replicating to this. Maybe one schema is replicating to this, second schema replicating to this, third schema replicating to it. Okay, or maybe you are consolidating all different schemas into one single data warehouse system. Okay, so you can do that as well. So all such kind of topologies are supported, and it's very flexible in replication. I told you that you can even it's not like complete replication. You can decide which commands you want to replicate. Okay, which commands you want to skip. Just assume there is an alter index rebuild. Okay, you know that alter index rebuild kind of things is so huge, is so resource consuming. You don't want to do such things on the target that is just for a reporting database. You don't want to do such maintenance activities. But so you can skip some such commands. You can say this command skip alter index, skip this command. Don't use this command. Or you can skip in the parameter file that you can skip this command. So you can decide on such things. Or maybe just assume you have a table in production, every table is with the prefix P. Okay, prefix P. But in the dev, you have a you want don't want to use that prefix. You want to use D. So you can such things also you can do, right? You can instead of P, you can say any level which is coming, create table. Instead of P, it should be D. You can replace such things. It's require a bit of like working on your parameter file. Coding is also very simple. It's not like a complex coding. You need to work on the coding or some such kind of logical. If you have no basics about exceptional handling such things, you can work on it. So it's coding is also very simple. Okay, but it's still developing. The bad part is still developing. So, but for Oracle, it is like very stable. For Oracle database, it is very stable. But you have Oracle database and Teradata. It is very stable, and it's work good with them. But with other databases like SQL Server or DB2 or Sybase, such you will find a lot of limitations. Lot of limitations. Like it might not be supporting a cluster system. In some databases might not be supporting some data types. So you will find some limitation with MS SQL and other databases like Sybase as well. It has a lot of limitations. Okay. So, but with Oracle database, it is very stable. And with second is like where it is uses Teradata. First is Oracle, then is Teradata. So for both of the things, it is very stable. In which it has some limitations. Some of the limitations. That is one of them. A cluster and Veritas is one of them, and some merge operations, some data types which are not SQL variant data types. Such things are not supported. Okay, so now these are different three tools in which we'll work, in which we will interact with GoldenGate. So that is the first is the that is what we use most. That is the GoldenGate software command interface (GGSCI). So now it is a command line tool where you can type your commands, you can create the parameter files. It will do overall everything. Okay. Now director is the graphical tool in which you can do the same things. Okay, it's a graphical tool, but still its functionality is okay, but it's JGSCI is still used the most, and it's still used more. Like because Oracle is always like right now, as you can know that OEM has developed a lot. Earlier, we used to type the commands on the SQL. Most of the things are done on the right now as well. So in the same way, GoldenGate is like more on the typing of commands and creating the parameter file. Director is also used, but not that much. So you have a separate license for director. Now, Veridata is a tool in which it is very important tool, and it is a separate license, but still companies purchases it a lot because it is like for the critical systems, like where you don't want any data to be skipped, anything to be skipped, and it's like the target is also as critical as the production. So it is as critical as so for that very data is used. So it will give a red signal once any data mismatch happens. It keeps on matching the data. It's not only the row counts, it matches the data with the hash functions. So it keeps on matching the data and gives a red signal. It tries to synchronize the data as much as possible by its own. So So if it's not able to synchronize, it will give a red signal to you. Okay. So sometimes happen that some data, like the data is inserted, but something might be missed. But generally, everything, any data is skipped or something, you will get an error in the report file. But maybe due to some bug or something, if something is missed, validator need to take care of it. Okay, just keep on matching, you keep on mapping the data, it keeps on matching each row, that each row is in sync or not, and then if it's there anything, any difference in the hash function, it gives a direct signal for it. Okay, but this two are not the part of the course. Honestly speaking, not teaching director. I would not be working on the director. Not I would be working on the Veridata in this course. This is the first level of GoldenGate, so we will be working only on the software command interface. Even if you don't learn director, it is very fine. It is very fine. I've also worked a very less in the director, and still I am working since 3-4 years on GoldenGate. But Veridata is you need to work on actually nowadays for the production systems. For the production, if the target is critical as the production is. So now these are the components of the GoldenGate and like how it works. That I will be teaching you during your sessions as well. This will be the first chapter for your GoldenGate components and how its functionality is. I'm just giving a brief overview of how it works. Like we have a capture process in the source. I'm talking only about the online synchronization right now, not about the initial load, how you build your database. That is different. You can build your replicate database due to different mechanism. Maybe you can use an export import, or you choose an ARM and backup to do a duplicate target database. Or similarly, you will find another database there would be option to create a duplicate of your database using backup recovery or such options you can do. Fine. But now how to synchronize once you have built it? How to synchronize the daily changes, the everyday changes that are happening? How to synchronize those changes so that it is maintained? So there are different processes over here. You can see different processes over here in these boxes to maintain it. Now this is the source, this is the target. Now you have a capture process over here which reads the redo log files in the Oracle, transaction log files in the MS SQL. So it reads those files and see what all changes it has, and it matches with its parameter file, what all changes it requires. Like in the parameter file, there would be different tables I need to synchronize. So it only picks the data from the log files belonging to that tables, and it picks the data, put that into this trail file, this source trail file. Now there is a pump which is known, there is a process known as pump. It picks this data from this trail file. Now it sends across the network. Okay, it sends across the network. Now there is one more process which is collector over here. Okay, now this collector will get the data, and which is sent by the pump, and puts the data into one more trail file, which is known as the target trail file. Now this is the delivery process. Now this process is like, it has the most task to do, so it is like most burdened process. Okay, well, why it is burdened? Because it reads the trail files. First job, it reads the trail file. Now converts that whatever it's in the trail file into SQL commands. Okay, so that why it is the most slowest process. So it will convert that into SQL commands and fires them on the target. So finally, it converts into SQL commands. So it need to understand whatever it's written in the trail file. Okay, so now this trail file is simply copied. So this trail file has no conversion, nothing conversion. Only the conversion happens over here for the delivery. So reading the trail file, converting into SQL commands, and fires them on the target. So you can see a manager on the top of that. Okay, so manager process is managing all these processes. It's kind of a cluster manager. If anything goes down, restart this process. It will send a message, restart this process. So it keep on restarting. It maintains your exceptional handling. It maintains the purging of. It maintains the log files, purging of log files, maintaining of report files. So such things it manages all the things. Now all interaction is happening with the GGSCI. You can see a GGSCI interface. All interaction is happening with a GGSA. The GGSA interface only interacts with manager, and manager interacts with everybody else. Okay. So the full form is GoldenGate Software Command Interface. Okay. So that ends your short session or demo session. And I think you can unmute yourself if you can, and you can ask your questions. Okay, you can ask your questions, I think. If you have any. So this session, this training is around 30 hours. I do take if it is like um, if I go on site for training, it's a 4-day training, 4-day training. So you can say in a day you sit 7 hours. So 7 into 4, 28 hours. So it is almost 28 to 30 hours. And course content is very similar to what we have in the Oracle University first course for the GoldenGate implementation certification. So course contents is very similar to it. And once you are interested, I will share you the course contents as well. Any questions?
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?